The Gauteng province is experiencing continued heavy rains, with the South African Weather Service warning residents to expect the adverse weather to persist throughout the week. Johannesburg Emergency Services is calling for the public to practice caution as they navigate the city. Spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi joins us now to expand on the matter. Robert, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. As communities battle these torrential rains, what kind of situations are you encountering?
Good evening, Mpho, and evening to the viewers. At this stage, I can confirm that we have attended to a number of incidents which were reported this evening. Most parts of Walter Park has been affected by the flash flood, mostly the infrastructure. We do have some wall collapse and, some low-lying bridges being flooded in the area. The area of Randpark Ridge, around Newlands, and also Strubbens Valley. We also had an incident where a motorist was trapped, I think a bakkie, along the Vetkopen Road, along Klein Jackskay. The motorist was trying to drive through a flooded low-lying bridge, and unfortunately he was trapped. And then our rescuers managed to rescue the driver of the vehicle, and also the vehicle was also recovered there. And there was also another vehicle which was rescued in Randburg also, when a motorist was trying to cross a low-lying flooded bridge. So we are pleading with our motorists overnight, especially our motorists who are driving around Walter Park, Randpark Ridge area, and that most of the roads in the area, like President Fouchier Drive in Randburg, also the low-lying bridge there in the area is also flooded. Most of the roads in the area are flooded. So our motorists, please, let's avoid crossing flooded roads and low-lying bridges. Instead, let's use alternative routes. We've got our disaster management monitoring teams in all 7 regions of the city who are monitoring for any emergencies which might occur, so that we can be able to activate our units. We also have our aquatic rescue unit, which is on high alert overnight. So we're hoping that our motorists will work with us so that we minimize a number of incidents which might report to. Of course, we have had an incident also in Randpark Ridge, in one of the townhouse complex, where where a wall collapsed. And in the process, there was no injuries which were reported in that incident. So I would say, in short, those are some of the incidences which we have recorded from this evening at around 6 up until now, as I'm speaking to you now.
Right. Now multiple areas being already submerged. What kind of approach are you taking with these hotspot areas that you've identified? And of course, as you monitor the ones that you know will, become part of the list that you need to keep a close eye on?
Yes, so the ones which have already reported, we have already activated the city stakeholders to be part of the management of this kind of incidents. And of course, the others, for instance, our areas, mostly our vulnerable communities, mostly in our low-lying areas, which will be our informal settlements. We already have teams there who are monitoring river streams like Klip Valley, which is the one which is crossing around Kliptown in Soweto, Dlamini, and the surrounding areas. And also Olifants, Flay, the one which is crossing around the Midrand, Ivory Park, and surrounding areas, and also Jackskay, which is around Vetkopen and also Alexander area. So far, the water levels are much more higher there. So we're hoping that overnight, if there's a need for us to evacuate people, we'll be able to do so. But we've got those monitoring teams in those areas to ensure that if there's any need for us to evacuate people, we can be able to do so. So right now, our concern is mostly motorists who are driving, because it looks like the number of incidents which we have attended to now this evening, it's about motorists who are trying to take a chance to cross flooded low-lying bridges, which might be very much dangerous because that vehicle might be submerged into that water and then it might be swept away. We might end up losing, lives in those kind of incidents. So we are on our knees pleading with our motorists to avoid crossing flooded roads and also our low-lying bridges so that we can be able to prevent incidents which might occur overnight.
Very well. Thank you so much for that speaking there. And a word of warning to motorists, especially, is EMS spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi, as the heavy rains continue throughout the course of this week.